All right. So, with the MK Secrets interview, and we'll have a look at that in a sec, it briefly talks about how they basically didn't have the funding, if you will, to go ahead and do, an N64 emulator, if you will. So let's check this out, and then we'll do some gameplay of N64 Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Then, Nintendo 64, there is one Mortal Kombat Trilogy there.
There's
basically its own game.
trilogy. Yeah. We decided we can move forward with one platform right now. We have the resources to move forward with one platform right now. PlayStation got the green light over N64 because that's what we were able to get the technology to do. We would love to be able to do N64. We're not prepared to do that yet.
Okay.
So yeah, having a PlayStation emulator meant PlayStation got the green light.
So there you go. Short and sweet, I suppose. But let's check out some gameplay. So this is N64 Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Obviously, for people for a long time have been wanting it to come back in the modern day. Now I put in the cheat codes so that obviously you can access this particular menu here. You can turn aggressor on or off, combos on or off. So you can have classic style of gameplay. There's also a secret menu here on the blue question mark where you can add things like level select on, smoke and chameleon on or off, which is pretty awesome, right? But so back in the day, the N64 version versus the PlayStation 1 version obviously had some differences. They added some combos for certain characters. There was the 3-on-3 combat mode as well. And of course we had instant loading. But what it didn't have was the classic 4 secret characters for Kano, Raiden, Jax, and Kung Lao. You can't access that at all. There's only 2 secret characters, if you will, on the character select screen with Smoke and, of course, Chameleon as well. Female Chameleon. There is no male Chameleon in this version. So while it had instant loading, a 3-on-3, it actually sort of missed out. It actually missed out, if you will, on what I would call, I don't know, just a better, more superior version, right? Like I think absolutely the superior version for Mortal Kombat Trilogy is the PlayStation 1 version, right? I can't talk and fight at the same time. It's literally impossible for me. At least for now. I don't know how people can do it. Okay. So you get a smaller roster, changing Chameleon, 3-on-3, added combos. They also did something here where they combined Sub-Zero into the one character. So Unmasked Sub-Zero's moves are now added into classic Sub-Zero. And I'll show you that in a sec. So obviously he can do the ice clone, right? He's got the ice shower as well. He's always had the slide, always had the freeze. And then you've also got, obviously the ice puddle as well. So he's a stacked character, right? He's actually a stacked character, but it's at the same time, right? Like, it's again, it was because of the memory limitations, right? That's the reason why they did it. Okay, that's why you have less characters. Okay, now, as far as collections go, just because I think it's the inferior version of Trilogy out there, doesn't mean to say that it shouldn't be in there. Like if you had to choose, you choose the PS1 version because it's got more, and now that the loading thing isn't an issue, the only thing you're missing out on, really, is 3-on-3 combat, but we got 2-on-2 combat, and that's fine, right? That's not a big deal, okay? But ultimately, I would... Yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely would want to have it in there because it is absolutely one of those things that you've got to have. If you're going to have a collection, especially home ports, you've got to have it in there. Now, outside of requests, obviously, for Mortal Kombat Trilogy and 64, there's also been Mortal Kombat Gold. both of these platforms have been emulated and emulated easily for a very long time, right? Do you guys think it really is the money? Right? Do you think that's the issue here? Or do you think that maybe that they have done it and they're saving it for DLC, you know, to get people excited? Because there are some key games that, while some of them aren't as a big deal for me, there are some key games here which do stand out. Mortal Kombat 1 Sega CD, obviously, I didn't personally care for it because I didn't care that they swapped out the Mega Drive sounds for the arcade and it just looked weird because it still looked like the Mega Drive. Obviously, N64 Trilogy, that needs to be in there. And of course, obviously, we have, what do you call it? Mortal Kombat Gold, right? They also did some changes to some stages, which I know that, you know, wasn't great. Like, they made essentially like custom stages, and that wasn't good at all. Because it wasn't authentic to how they, you know, were originally portrayed, like the star, I think it's the Star Bridge or something, right? So they definitely should have it in there, and I really hope that once this launch happens, I know I've already ordered my deluxe, I've already ordered my collectors, I'll get the digital version for day one, and you know, hopefully I'll be able to get some giveaway codes or something like that, hopefully. But I definitely would, yeah, I definitely hope that they're working on some potential DLC. Right, I've been working on a little project, right? And this particular project has really sort of shown the amount of games that we're missing. Everything from like all 3 versions of Sega Master System. We're missing Mega CD, MK1, we're missing Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Sega Genesis, obviously MK Gold, N64 Trilogy, N64 Mythologies, MK3 PlayStation 1, MK4 PlayStation 1, MK4 N64. So you could look at all of that and go, oh yeah, there's definitely MK4, obviously Game Boy Color. There's definitely a whole bunch of games that you could pile into a DLC pack, like really pad it out, which would be really easy because, like, no offense, like the emulation is the same basically to a degree between Game Gear and Master System, right? It's not that different. And if they've already nailed CD-based emulation with the PlayStation 1, then they could easily do that and carry over and learn how to do it with, say, Dreamcast, Sega CD, and then, of course, obviously for cartridge-based with N64. So, and I know when I run my emulators, I increase read speed 100%, so that way it's instantaneous loading, and that's just on an emulator. Free. Right? So, I really hope that in time, like, once this initial launch happens, you know, people keep asking and asking and asking, as you should, that we get these collections bulked out with the rest of the sort of ports that have come out over the years. I think it's very important because this has a great opportunity with this collection to really cement itself as a true, you know, as a true sort of like, you know, not only just arcade collection, but also like home port collection for the Mortal Kombat series. So that way, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan of these particular like 2D classic era, you load it up and you're like, yep, my game's there. This is one I used to play all the time. And you're never going to feel left out. That's why I think some people have been a bit disenfranchised when it comes to this collection. Because some of the stuff that's been said about it has been a little bit rough, right? And obviously, you know, like people are going to, you know, wish and hope for their certain games to be in there. And some of them have been a bit unreasonable in terms of their behaviors as well. But all we can do is hopefully through like the strength of sales that, you know, they can then move forward. Now, they have been bringing out DLC packs for the Atari 50th anniversary collection. I think they're up to like 3 now, almost 3. That's very impressive. That means that there's a hunger there for just the Atari games. All right. They obviously put everything they could with the Cowabunga collection for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. So I'm really, really hoping. And if you look at their Tetris collection as well, Massive collection too. So I really hope that, you know, once this initial launch happens, they're working on crossplay. Then after crossplay, we start to get sort of a taste of things to come, because the bulk of the games is coming out in this collection. But there are some missing pieces. We don't need the DOS versions. You can go buy them on GOG real cheap. We don't need, we don't need them. You don't need the Midway arcade collections either. And I'm talking 2D Legacy here. So we need N64 Trilogy, N64 Mythologies, N64 MK4, PlayStation 1 MK3, PlayStation 1 MK4, hopefully a prototype for Special Forces as well in there. Master System versions of MK1, 2, and 3, Game Boy Color, MK4, MK1, Sega CD, and then I'm sure there's other ones I'm not thinking of right now. Again, Ultimate MK3, Sega Mega Drive, Genesis, right? They're the big ones. They're the big one. That in itself as a pack would be huge, and of course MK Gold in there as well. That's huge. That would be a big pack. Now we are missing some key ones. Obviously, we don't have any Saturn games in there. We don't have Saturn MK2. We don't have Saturn Mortal Kombat Trilogy or Ultimate MK3. Just did an Ultimate MK3 video. So again, you could almost release a pack almost as big with those, and once you've got your crossplay sorted out and you add these games into the mix, perfect. Bellissimo. Absolutely amazing. That'd be really, really cool. So there are a few sort of not big ones, apart from, say, Gold and N64 MK Trilogy, but there are some notable ones that I hope over time will be added in there. And if they're not added in there, I'd love to know the specific reason why it wasn't added in there. You know, oh yes, this absolutely was a licensing agreement. We can't touch it. Sorry. But I am working on a project. I can't reveal it yet. Some of the boys and folk know about it on the Discord. Been showcasing some early look into it. But I'm actually kind of excited to do this. And yeah, maybe I might be able to talk about it. I may not be able to. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Catch you next time.